Yo, what's going on guys, HyperX here and welcome back to another Destiny video and another episode of A View from the Tower, the series that I'm producing in partnership with Game and Activision to not only talk about some of the awesome stuff coming to Destiny in Rise of Iron, but also to set the scene for any of you looking to jump into Destiny for the first time. So far we've spoken about Destiny the Collection, the solo player experience and most recently the co-op activities that await you, but all of that is about working together. Now it's time to talk about the Crucible, Destiny's competitive multiplayer arena, where you go to hone your skills against other players in a variety of different modes across a range of different maps throughout the solar system. And to anyone that's been with Destiny for a while now, then you are more than likely super excited about the announcement that we're finally going to be getting private matches. Perfect for players of any skill level, and soon we're going to be able to craft our own Crucible experiences. And with that in mind, I thought we'd do something fun in this video and talk about my top 5 custom game modes that I'd like to see created or replicated when private matches hit Destiny. However, before we dive into that, as always, for those of you jumping into Destiny for the very first time, let me just begin by giving you a super quick overview of what the Crucible has to offer. If you're starting your journey from the very beginning, then as soon as you've completed the first mission, the Crucible opens up to you. And as mentioned, this is where you go if you want to duke it out with other players and find out just how good you really are. And while you might think that going into the Crucible that early on would be suicide when you consider the opposition that lies in wait, one of the great things about the majority of Destiny's Crucible modes is that they adopt a normalised gear model where power doesn't matter. Weapons and gear are scaled so that everyone is on an equal footing. Sure, people will have different weapons and different abilities, but if you're a competitive player through and through, then you don't have to wait until the end of the game to jump into the action. Plus, an environment like that is a great opportunity to try out the different weapon archetypes Destiny has to offer. Auto rifle, pulse rifle, scout rifle, hand cannon, sniper rifle, shotgun, fusion rifle, sidearm, machine gun, rocket launcher and even swords. Take whatever suits you into battle. There are now over 25 maps to play on and these span 12 different game modes, typically in either 3v3 or 6v6 configurations, but there are also options like doubles too. Plus, with the addition of private matches, you can distribute teams however you see fit, provided that no team exceeds 6 players. The Crucible also supports matchmaking too, so if you're a solo player, you can dive straight into it and group up with random guardians from around the world, or if you have a pre-made team, then you can go in together and attempt to come out on top. Whilst in the Crucible, you can complete bounties to increase your reputations with the game's various factions, and you can even earn loot and rewards in the process, whether you win or lose. On top of that, Destiny also offers weekly and monthly tournaments in the form of Trials of Osiris and Iron Banner. Trials of Osiris is a 3v3 elimination game mode where power does matter. This is one of the few times where you genuinely want to make sure you have the best gear possible, because it will give you an edge. You play a series of 9 matches, each comprised of multiple rounds, and each time you win, it's recorded on a scorecard. You earn rewards as you go, and you hit certain win milestones, and if you get 9 wins without losing, in other words you go flawless, then you get access to a special location known as the Lighthouse, and going here provides you with some of the best PvP loot in the game. Alternatively, on the monthly side of things, then you have Iron Banner, another level-enabled game mode where power and gear matters, only in this event the mode changes on a monthly basis, but competing in this tournament awards you with reputation and rewards, and as you earn reputation you rank up, and once you hit certain ranks you're then able to buy certain pieces of gear. But whilst doing this you're also earning loot in the process, and once again this is another source of endgame top tier gear. And then finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, custom private matches. This is an absolute game changer. This not only opens up Destiny for potential future esports tournaments, but it also gives players a space for more creative things like machinima, funny videos, and of course, crazy custom matches. Using the private match settings, you can select the game type, map, score limit, time limit, enable or disable light level to determine whether power matters, alter the time of day, and also, where applicable, put vehicles on maps too. You can also have unbalanced teams, provided that no team exceeds 6 players, plus you can also swap teams mid-game. So, with all of that in mind, let's now turn our attention to my top 5 custom game modes that we can achieve using private matches. In at number 5, we have Infection. If you're a Halo player, then you're no doubt familiar with this mode, but the idea is to remain uninfected for as long as possible. In Destiny, this can be achieved with a standard Clash game mode and 7 players. 6 on one team, 1 on the other. The single-man team assumes the role of the infected, perhaps using a green shader to stand out, and then every time the player kills an opponent, said opponent has to swap team and join the infected until the last person standing is killed. Moving on to number 4, How about a Juggernaut mode? For this, you'd again use the Clash game mode and 7 players in a 6v1 setup, but this time you'd enable light level so that power matters. You then have the single player equip the most powerful gear they have, whilst the 6-man team would equip the bottom tier gear to make themselves as weak as possible. And it would then be a battle to see whether the 6-man team could take on the Juggernauts. Next up, number 3, Nova Bomb Tennis. Now, truth be told, until the game launches, I'm not 100% sure whether this will work. But we know that one of the new artifacts allows you to deflect energy-based projectiles with your sword. Assuming it deflects and doesn't consume, then you can set up a rumble match with 3 players, have one of them play as a warlock and use a Nova Bomb as a tennis ball, whilst the other 2 players have to deflect it between themselves. Then in at number 2, Shotty Snipes. Again, another one for the Halo fans out there. For this, you could either play in Rumble for all-out free-for-all, or again you could play in the Clash game type. Everyone equips Universal Remote as a shotgun in their primary weapon slot, and a sniper of their choosing in their secondary, and these are the only guns you're allowed to use the entire match. If you've ever played this game mode in the past, then you remember just how much fun it can be. And finally, number 1, how about some Michael Myers? Again, similar configuration to Infection, a 7-player 6v1 mode using Clash as the base game mode. The person that plays as Michael Myers has to equip a shotgun and a sword, and his job is to hunt down the other players in the Crucible. Everyone else is the victim, and they simply have to hide around the map, and above all else, stay alive. They're not allowed to fight back, they just simply have to survive and run, unless of course you're the last one standing, in which case you can fight back, but only by using a sidearm and grenades. Anyway, those are just a selection of random ideas, but of course when private matches hit, there will no doubt be some even more awesome, even more outlandish ideas that people will think up. In fact, if you guys have any ideas for awesome private matches yourself, then definitely let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys have planned. But for the time being, that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you want more Rise of Iron information, then check out all the videos I have on the channel. Plus, if you want to know more about Destiny, then you can head over to Games Hub, linked in the description box down below. But until next time, thank you for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.